Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I will be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Scaramouche. Scaramouche and you argue sometimes over petty things, but maybe your anger got the best of you this time. And that's why things started going south. Lion, don't just storm up to your room, he yells, rushing after you. Because you are storming into your room. And as he rushes after you to go to your room, you slam the door in his face, and he's left outside of your room, completely and utterly stunned. What did you just do right now? He says. And you locked the door too. I did what I just did, Skara. You say. With absolutely no remorse that it makes him angry. And that's why he decides he doesn't want to apologize. And so do you. Neither of you actually decided to apologize at all. And the argument starts to take on a longer form than it should. It was petty, it was dumb and stupid, and it kept stretching out over time. And both of you started to miss each other more than you cared about pride or this argument. And by the end of it, the two of you decided to apologize, and it just so happened to be at the same time. Scare Wyatt, and both of you say, in the same breath, I'm sorry. And you're caught staring at each other, blushing for a little bit, in embarrassment, perhaps, or the way that you were so in love, no matter how many things you do wrong. But it would always remain that way between the two of you. He wrapped you in his arms, and you cuddled close to him, closing your eyes and melting into his warmth. You're so stupid sometimes, Skara. And you can be so angry too, Mayan. And both of those statements were true. But they had to be said, as harsh as they could be. And there were no hard feelings about it. At the very least, not this time. Venti. Venti's an absolute sweetheart. But sometimes it really gets too much. How he stays outside all the time. How sometimes he only comes home drunk at night. And you can't handle it. He needs to be more responsible with this. He needs to treat this like an actual commitment, a relationship that he's in, and a relationship that he has to contribute to. You're tired of feeling like you're the only one, holding things together by a thread. And that's why as soon as he comes home, you don't talk to him. Liam, please, come on. I'm sure things will get better. Besides, I just need you today, he says, but you're not convinced. In fact, you're more angry that he's only ignoring the issue and everything you've said about it. And that's why as he chases you upstairs and all the way to your room, you slam the door in his face, and he stumbles and falls. You don't go check. He's strong enough to shoulder that fall. And he just keeps talking outside your door, telling you how he's so sorry and how much he loves you, and many, many things that you're sure he won't remember in the morning, which is why you still insist to keep the door closed. You want to cry, and you feel very bad about what you're doing, but even worse for yourself. And when you wake up in the morning, thinking that you've forgotten all of this, and all apologies that he had said to you, you wake up to him knocking on your door, telling you he has made you breakfast as an apology. So you find yourself smiling, opening it, and telling him that he can come eat with you, which is exactly what he hoped for. He kissed you then, and told you that he was willing to be serious and make good on those promises that he told you last night. And that might just be the most delightful thing that you've heard. And you really hope that he keeps it up. and that he actually tries this time. And you'll be so proud of him. You just want to see him try. Nothing more than that. Xiao. Xiao is actually, well, he's really sweet, really innocent, and he does not want to upset you ever in any possible way. But it happens. You're a couple, you have fights. It's natural, even. But perhaps you got a little bit too mad at him for something that was completely out of his control. He had come home late on your date night. A date night where you have waited for him for hours and he couldn't show up, and you didn't know why. So, after being stood up, you went home, decided to cry about it for a while. And once you'd regained your strength, you had to fight. You had to. It was humiliating being in that restaurant, waiting for him for hours, and then ending up all alone, having to go home. And Xiao, well, it appeared he has forgotten about you, or so you thought. But when he comes home, he's apologizing, telling you it was something that he had to deal with, and he couldn't just come to you at all. Sure thing, Xiao. Maybe I believe you, if you actually tried. You yell at him, and he looks guilty as charged. So you storm up to your room, and when he tries to talk to you more, you slam the door in his face and he's left outside. Alone, stunned, and surprised, but most of all, very guilty and very upset. He doesn't know how to make you happy, but he sure as hell will try. And most importantly, he will try to make it up for you any way that he can. So when you wake up in the morning with a letter on your door telling you that he will come home at a set time to take you to your date, should you accept it, you can't help but be happy. And there is a gift too. Flowers and a teddy bear. He's not much for these kinds of things, but he knows you'll love them. And whatever you loved, he would get you. Because it was your happiness that mattered to him. He wanted the smile on your face, and that smile to be there because of him. He never wanted to be the cause of your sadness or your frowns. And he just wants you to give him one more chance. A very well deserved one.